Task 3. Figure 3 shows the front view and incomplete top view of a right regular hexagonal prism that is centrally pierced by a square hole. Draw the following views of the prism: the given front view, the complete top view, and the right view. Show all necessary construction and hidden detail. They have given you the top view and the front view, and they are asking you to draw a right view. Your right view, we know, is drawn on the left-hand side of your drawing, so plan accordingly. First thing we're going to do is just prepare our page. I'm drawing this lightly so that I can move it if I need to. With a base side of 26 millimeters, I'm going to construct my hexagon. I'm drawing my line work fairly dark so that you can see it better in the video. It is a prism, so we need to find a top point. We're going to number in an anti-clockwise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to use the information that has been given to us to construct the given front view. You will not be able to draw the front view without drawing your polygon in your top view. Alright, so moving on, we now need to construct our square. We have been told that it is the center of the square is 32 millimeters above. So we're going to go to find the position for the square. The square base side is 32. And you're simply going to construct the square. There are a number of ways that you can do this. I found the center point. I drew a 45, measured halfway, where that line intersected the vertical. I drew my sides. Alright, so there's our square. It is 32 millimeters up. I drew a 45-degree line, went half this way, drew my 45 degrees, measured half my base, and I could construct my square. You can use any construction method that you like. Once you have done that, we are then going to label it. I'm going to label it A, B, C, D. And we always label it alternatively something else to the polygon, so that you know you're dealing with two different objects. We are going to measure 64 millimeters up. You could call it anything you like, really. I'm going to choose the lines that I'm going to see. Okay, this is a hole piercing, a square hole piercing this object, so there will not be any hidden detail going up. If there was an object or a gutter or a piece going through there, you may have some hidden detail over those edges, but when you have a centrally pierced object, there won't be hidden detail going through here. There will, however, be hidden detail going through your object in your top view. You will have hidden detail going where corner B pierces the sides. Make sure that you start and finish with a hidden detail line. You'll notice that it must start and finish on that line. So wherever you've got a letter, so A and C, and you've got corner D. So you'll have D piercing through at the back and in the front. Remember that it's going to go around the corners at 4, both here and here. You've got A at the top, C at the bottom on both ends, and you've got B situated there. Once we've got this far, the hard work is done, and we now just have to project our points across. X, Y, X1, Y1. We're going to project our hexagon. Alright, this over here is our right view, so we're looking at it from this end over here. Corner number 5. So nothing happens to line number 5, so we can safely assume that's going to be a solid line. If I look at corner 6 and corner 4, let's go and look at corner 4 first of all, 4 at the bottom, 4 at the top. It is going to go around the corner at this point here, so we transfer that height across to 4. And I know that it is going to be solid from that point to there, so I can draw that in dark, as well as the bottom piece. Okay, this piece here has been removed, so there is no line going from 4 to 4. To find where corner D pierces your object, all we have to do is go straight down to corner D, bring it across, and up, and bring D across, and that is corner D. If we look at corner D goes around the corner at this point. So I simply take my ruler, D2 around the corner, D2 around the corner at the bottom as well. from here it goes around the corner up to A. We do not need to show this hidden detail, okay, but we do need to know that D goes around the corner and it's going to go up to A, so we label A. It's also going to go down to corner C. From C, it is going to go around the corner. You'll notice it's the same place. And because this is pierced directly through the middle, our object is going to look the same. So corner D and B, you will notice, are going to line up with one another. So we are finished with that piece over here. We now need to draw the hole on the right hand side of this view and then simply join A to A, B to B, D to D, and C to C. So let's do this again. If we're looking at it from the right hand side, let's go and find corner D. We're going to see that. So we take this across where it hits the 45. We're going to project it up. This point goes around the corner at exactly the same point on line number 6. So 4 and 6, it's going to go around that corner at the same place. From 6 it's going to go up to A. And along the bottom, it's going to go from corner 6 down to C. If I look at 4 to 6, the line goes from here to here. So I can draw those in, knowing that I have hidden detail up to here and hidden detail to here. Because it is pierced centrally, these points here are all going to be on the same section. To show that it is centrally pierced and that there's a hole going through, we're going to have hidden detail lines going through at A, B, C, and D. Not sure if you can see this, but make sure that it starts and finishes on your hidden detail line. Just make sure that you've gone and labeled your views and any other things that you may need to or be required to fill in. Got 5 and 2. And we've got 1 and 6 at the bottom as well. The reason why I'm going through with numbering my drawing is because I want to teach you guys how to do a development today. Your development is taking grade 10 a little bit further. This time we're not just developing the hexagonal prism, but we're also going to insert the square hole into our development. When we develop a hexagon, we need to transfer the height across, so we're going to project these lines going across there like that, and we're going to need to transfer the width of our hexagon and mark it off for 6 surfaces. This is where your anti-clockwise numbering comes in. So let's go here, and we're going to mark off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to just zoom out a little bit here. And 6. I want to have my hole on the inside as far as possible, so I don't ever want to have a hole on the outside of my development. So whenever I've got a development, I always try and start with one of the sides where it has a hole line. So I'm going to start unfolding my drawing at number 2, and I'm going to unfold it like that and place it down. So we're going to start by labeling 2 and go anti-clockwise 3, 4, and I'm going to end up on number 2 again. 5, 6, 1, and back to my join, which is 2. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 surfaces. There's 2 2's because that is your join. Alright. Okay, nothing is happening on line number 2, so I can draw that in dark. And because 2 is my join, I can do the same thing on this side. Wherever you have a corner or an edge, you're going to have a solid line, and you're going to need to label your development. If you're rushing in an exam, you get marks for your labels, so label it straight away. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly bring these lines up, because I'm going to need to establish where my hole goes around the corner or pierces the object. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually only going to do half at a time. So I'm just going to do this area between 2, 3, 4 and 5, because what's going to happen is what it looks like in the front, it's going to look exactly the same as that on the back hand side. If we look at line number 5 is also not affected by this hole. And you'll notice that that is the central piece. So I'm going to just quickly do that in dark, just to try and help you see this a little bit better. Alright. The next positions I'm going to do is it goes around the corner at 3 and it goes around the corner at 4. Okay, so if I'm looking at corner 3, it's going around the corner both here and here. I'm just going to minimize this question here. Let's see if we can't. It's as much as we can do. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to need to create extra edges at B. So at all the points, I'm going to have to find a line at B and at A and at D. So I simply take my compass and I say between 2 and 3 I need to find B. So I go to corner 3, it doesn't matter which line you go to. Okay, and I say 3 towards 2, I'm going to find B. at this point, I'm going to project my width all the way up, and I simply go to B and I take B across to where it meets this line. And that is how you project your points. So point B will be in that position there. B goes around corner 3 at these 2 points. So I go to corner 3 and I project this across. And I'm making it a little bit darker so that you can see online. And I know that I can now go to corner 3 and I can draw these edges in dark. Your shape is not going to look like a square because even though it is a square hole, it is actually wrapping around your object. So when we cut these surfaces, it is going to be almost stretched out. The next point I'm looking for is point A. So I go with my compass, I find halfway. Between 3 and 4, I say 4 towards 3. I'll mark that off and project it up. I know that A lies on this point as well as C, so I project A across, mark it off, label it A, I go to C, mark it off, and I can draw in these points. I now want to go to line number 4. I know that 4 is pierced by this hole and a section of this edge is missing. I draw those surfaces that remain and I leave the section that has been removed out. I can then go to corner A and say A goes around this corner at this exact point. And you will notice that on this surface here, when it's on a flat surface, the shape is not affected. I'm then going to go and look for corner D. So I say, and the whole time I've got to use my widths from my top view and my heights from my front view. So I go to my top view and I say, right, corner 4, going towards corner 5, open it up to D. So I go here, corner 4 towards 5, mark it off, here's my width, looking for D, project it up, go to D, take it across, mark off my point. And this is why learning to number your drawing is so important, because it takes a lot of the guesswork out. And there you have your development. The same method is used for the back. We continue, we say 5 towards 6. It doesn't matter if you go 6 towards 5, as long as you are using that same measurement. I'm going to use 6 towards 5 because the larger measurements are easier. And now as soon as you start learning, you'll also know that because this is mirrored, 1 towards 2 to find B is the same measurement. So I can go 1 towards 2 to find B is the same measurement. I can project those up. Oopsie. Always neaten up as you're going along. Heights across. This is the back end of this piece. Okay, if you look at 6 and 1, all the heights are the same. So we can just go and transfer these heights across. And you will learn to draw these a lot quicker the more you practice them. 6 towards 1, looking for A. 6 towards 1, mark it off. That's going to be the same point for corner C. And go ahead and draw that in. If you notice in the textbook, it does not ask you to draw the development. Okay, they're going to ask you that in question 5 and 6. But I'd like you guys to just start looking at how the development is done. So that's task 3. Finished and done.